Hello everyone and welcome to July. I'm here to bring you your July general readings. I hope you're all having a great summer, and for those of you in the southern hemisphere, a great winter. We just rounded the solstice here, so we're going to bring it in through July. First off, I'm conducting a little bit of a giveaway. I love your guys' comments so much, and I want to keep encouraging the comments to stay alive and to stay inspired as we build this little YouTube channel and the community begins to grow. The number of views was down, which I'm actually quite happy for. That means a lot of people are actually out getting after it and out getting her done. So that's really good to see. But for those of you that are watching, your moon, your sun, and your ascendant signs, leave comments, inspired comments, and I may pick you to receive this Tarot of the Elves Tarot just kind of at random. I want you guys to know that I read all of your comments, and I try to respond to as many of them as I can. So as well, check the description box down below. There's some new ways to get in touch with me. I'm on Instabook and Facegram and Patreon now, so feel free to get in touch with me if you would like. Please remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Without further ado, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy your readings. Okay, Taurus, are you ready to go? It's time for your July 2017 general reading. Sorry, guys, I'm a few days late. I've been having a crazy week, but I'm finally excited to get a chance to sit down at the table with the tarot deck to talk to you guys, with you guys. Thank you for being there on the receiving end for all of these readings. The comfort and the joy that you have shown through your support, through your views and subscriptions and likes. I really appreciate it. Can't do it without you. There's got to be a receiving end. Otherwise, the quarterback's just throwing Hail Marys to the sun, right? That kind of feeling. So thanks again, Taurus. We're asking the tarot, what are the hidden messages? What are any stuck energies we can reveal for Taurus? And what are any healing messages that Taurus can take in at this time for July 2017? There we go. All right, Taurus, as always, I wish you the best in comfort, abundance, bliss, joy, happiness, prosperity, all of the things that kind of get us into a place where we can begin to really stop doing all the hard work and really enjoy life, right? We really got to put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and finally it's time where we just need to be able to sit back and enjoy the fruits of all our labors. And no matter how intensive or how tumultuous your journey may be, there's always that time where we got to let bliss and we've got to let understanding kind of prevail and dominate over us so that we can just really be a part of that positive energy and that light frequency that just kind of picks you up when you're feeling down, and that nothing ever seems so super terrible that you can't ever going to get out of it, right? That sort of thing. So that's why we're here. We're here for the healing side of tarot. This is tarot, as I like to call it on my Patreon page, tarot for an awakening planet. So if you are feeling those ascension symptoms or certain things where you know that there's more to life than what you've ever been taught or told, you are in the right moment in space and time. So please set your intention for this reading. I've shared with you mine. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Oh, and the overall energy we have is number 10 major, the Wheel of Fortune. And Taurus, this is okay to have up in your overall energy because this is a card which is kind of like a signpost on your trail. This is kind of the one that says now there is a choice to make between which direction you would like to go. Maybe you saw on a simple map or brochure at one point like the different pros and cons as to going this way versus going that way, and it's almost like there's mystery behind each and every bend at this point in time is what I'm saying. It's like this signpost may say 20 miles to Prospector's Viewpoint, and this way is 30 miles to like Dead Man's Gulch or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'd like to see both, but we're going to choose this one today, kids, or we're going to go that way. And the Wheel of Fortune up in your overall energy is indication that there are going to be some certain crossroads, some certain mysteries that you are going to kind of stumble upon, or are going to be there to maybe potentially just entertain you or potentially challenge you in some way. The Wheel of Fortune, the energy is it's tough to see into because the vast number of mysterious things that the future holds. This is very much a card of the future, right? And where we're very much creatures of like living in the present moment, living in the now, where in fact, even in the new age, we're encouraged to do so. And as well, in the established society, we are doing so. So when it comes to living in the now, the Wheel of Fortune, thoughts of the future can be very exciting. And it can be very mysterious and sometimes a little scary when it's up, right? But there's nothing to really be shy of or to be afraid of when you have Wheel of Fortune here. This is saying if the opportunity comes your way and knocks on your door, it's best to answer. It's best to at least say hello or have a listen and see what's up, you know. You don't want to get involved in any kind of like Ponzi schemes or any like weirdness that might be going around door to door in your neighborhood. But at the same time, it's like you may find that there are certain opportunities or certain things that definitely hold promise in terms of being able to sort of catapult you in the right direction or uplift you, so to speak, in terms of bringing in more abundance or more clarity or even a greater sense of community than what you're currently dealing with, all right? It's hard to comment on this as a reader. You know, you guys, there's so much that this stuff could be. But when we see it up in the overall energy, we just know that there's a general feeling. It lets me know that things are changing. Things are very dynamic for Taurus right now. It's almost like nothing is happening is like overly superficial. And the stuff that is, it's like you're very mindful to dismiss it as such at present time and take note of the things that are not superficial at this time because they could have deeper meaning or they could be leading you in new and different exciting ways at this time. All right, we'll leave Wheel of Fortune up there and relate back to the overall energy as we work through these cards. All right, let's see what's up in grounding for you guys, Taurus. You guys have pulled, wow, number 17 major now, the Star. So this is really good when we combine it with this. It's almost like you guys intuitively in your daily lives know when to act and when not to hesitate. It's like the old saying, like, only fools rush in. But sometimes you have that certain intuitive instinct to know when it's time to jump with both feet or to know, like, when not to let something pass. It's almost like something's going to come along and you're going to seize that moment. You're going to seize that opportunity and you're going to sort of take ownership of it and make it yours. And this is something that I feel is coming in externally. And it's almost like some of you may have been hoping, wishing, or praying for it already in the past. And now it's almost like it's going to present itself to you. And it's not for all of you, but for a lot of Tauruses, I feel there's going to be certain things presenting themselves that are reflective of whatever work you have done in terms of your faith and your dreaming and your sort of wishing. And it's interesting to see the Star card up in your grounding because in the major arcana, this card is probably like one of the least grounded stars. This means like your head is kind of like up in the clouds right now. You're kind of like daydreaming and you're wishing. And one of the other signs got this as well too. I think Aries had heavy star energy like dominating their sector as well. And you guys have it up in your day-to-day life. So you guys may be feeling like during your day-to-day activities in your workplace, you may be doing some fantasizing and some daydreaming and just, you know, like wishing like you could be somewhere else in the present moment. So I feel a lot of you will be doing like a lot of research to like look for opportunities. A lot of you are going to be seeking opportunities through maybe established things or networks of people that could provide you. Like I said, you have to be careful of the Ponzi scheme, I feel, like the get-rich-quick schemes, so to speak, right now. But at the same time, the Star is saying that there is certain opportunities out there for Taurus that as long as you are able to seize them and put in the work and don't give up hope or faith on them, that in sort of the daily living, the daily aspect, that you can make some time to follow your dreams right now, right? It doesn't always have to be about the hustle and bustle and the nitty-gritty responsibilities. You do have certain times of the day or the work week that you can allot to your own personal investing in self, so to speak, or making your dreams come true, the work that we have to put in to do it. Nothing is ever truly handed to us on a silver platter. Maybe for like 0.001% of us, like it is handed to us on a silver platter, but for a lot of us, we have to do that work of visioning it, creating it in our minds, dreaming it, having faith that one day it will come through, and then putting in the work to do what it takes to get there. And this Star card is saying some of you will be at like very many different points along that journey, but you need to dedicate the time during this month that you have to do that. It's almost like, would you rather be watching reruns of The Office or Seinfeld right now, or would you rather just be pulling an old dream off the back burner and maybe doing some brainstorming or doing some research or actually going out and amalgamating getting the materials you need to start to make it happen. Clear an old desk off of all old maybe papers and ancient tax forms, and make yourself a workspace so that you can go and start to lay the foundations down of what you want to be doing, right? Okay, and it will probably seem like a lot of work for some of you. With this star card, I do feel like there's this busyness to it, but like there's this daydreaminess that is attached with it as well. Almost like you could be involved in some very mundane, remedial, or task that is just like repetitive, and your mind wanders. And then when the work whistle blows, or when you get back into that place of comfort, now let's make sure whatever we were daydreaming about, now we're putting in the work to get it done. Okay, and that's what I have. That's what I see when star is up and grounding for you guys. Okay, let's move on up into the sacral area. You guys have Queen of Swords reverse. Ouch. All right. So some of you could be dealing with an air sign at this time that is just being maybe a little bit too demanding. This could be someone in your external environment that's sort of maybe at this present moment in life telling you like what you should be doing with your time. Almost like a feeling is like somebody could be like telling you how to live your life. So this could be like a parent who is like very domineering. This could be a lover who is maybe stepping beyond their bounds at present time with you, right? And if you have a lot of air in your charts, you want to kind of be managing, being too forthright with these people at this time. But I more so feel that this is happening to Taurus with this Queen of Swords reverse. Some of you as well, unfortunately, you may be in the doghouse at present time. Maybe for some of the male listeners out there, I don't normally do the gender thing, but with the male listeners, some of you may be feeling like you're in a bit of a doghouse type situation where it's like, you may be needing to settle on something where like being at peace is better than being right in a situation because somebody is like lording things over your head at this time. The Queen of Swords is notorious in terms of being like cutting you out of their life until you act the way that they want you to act in that sort of respect. Normally this is an air sign. This is like an Aquarius. This could be a Libra or a Gemini as well. That could be a lover for you at this time as well. This could be a situation where like you are firmly like cutting people out of your creative projects. Collaborations could be dissolving at this time, and people could be having disagreements or certain arguments about which way to take collective creative projects. And there could be some disharmony where it's like we have to give these things some time to let cooler heads prevail if there are arguments happening this is intensity. This is probably one of the most intense cards in the deck when it comes reversed. It's like this is sharp energy. This is like almost the feeling is like it can lead to like certain bitterness and aggravation when I see this card. I don't want to like spew bad mojo, but when the cards come up, I gotta tell it like it is, right? I can't sugarcoat it. It's like this is like somebody you're almost wanting to say like get fucked, or this person is telling you to beat it and they never want to see you again kind of thing. And that's really tough energy to deal with at this time. So some of you may just be feeling a sense of like, wow, maybe something's come along and it's like liberating you because it's like cutting the line and you are now no longer tethered to something or attached to something. So this star and this Wheel of Fortune card, they could be indications here now like this was almost forced so that you could get out into a larger expansive state of the like that sort of arena where anything can happen, where you may have been coming from a place where like you've always been told what is necessary. You've always been told what needs to happen. You've always been doing things a certain way to provide a certain something for yourself or somebody else involved. And this could be just simply in your own mind too. If we want to internalize Queen of Wands, you could just be doing that to yourself over time. You could have been like sort of so rooted in sort of strictness, regimented things and ideas and schedules that eventually you just said, you know what? F it. It's not worth the depleted energy and the anxiety that I put myself through in order to live life this way. It's like you kind of just gotta let it go. Like the dude from Office Space where he's just like, I can't stand it anymore. Like I'm just not gonna show up to work anymore, and I'm just gonna tell everybody that I'm living carefree these days, and you know what? I'm not too worried about it. So Queen of Swords up here in Sacral, card is saying like, don't be too upset if something radically, dramatically changes or cuts away from your life. or cuts you free from something else, some other kind of responsibility or thing, it's a blessing in disguise. It's going to show up as very sharp, aggressive, and maybe even a little bit bitter if it is in regard to a relationship. But this is happening for a reason. This is because expansion is no longer able to occur. The Queen of Swords reverse will show up when like that clean cut, that lead break really needs to take place. So let's just ask here why this Queen of Swords is up for Taurus. Why is this Queen of Swords reversal up in the sacral area for Taurus? Okay, yeah, for a lot of you, you are doing this to yourself. This is situations where you're realizing that you are maybe in a state of where things are too dense, they're too contracted. Somebody, like, I'm feeling like a little bit verklempt in my chest and my throat right now. Like somebody could be having a little bit trouble breathing. Somebody could be going through certain anxiety or panic attacks, things of this nature that's really like got them affected. And for others of you, this could be a situation where it's like there could be no love in a sexual relationship. You could be in a relationship where there is a lot of like hot, passionate like sex, but there's no love. And then it's kind of like what is that fatal instinct or whatever it is, where it's like you got to kind of be very careful of like situations where there's a potential for narcissistic energy here, and there is potential for like somebody just to really use somebody, is the feeling I have when I see these cards up like this. I'm not sure that it always applies, but it's like you've got to cut this out of your life. You've got to cut these kind of certain debilitating thoughts out of your own mind in order so that you can get your mind to a place of stillness. This Nine of Swords is indicating that there's too much chatter here. There's too much going on, right? And some of you might be in situations here where it's kind of like there could be like some group things going on where it's like certain people are like trying to get you on their side to cut somebody else out of a group or out of a collaborative project, and somebody else might have just like had their ideas stolen from them and they've been kicked out. Some injustice has happened to them, okay, in some fashion, and we'll leave it as that. Those swords are sharp, and it's like I can like try to look past them, but they'll cut my eyeballs out if I try to look any deeper into that, because it's some harsh, sharp, painful things happening, Taurus. My heart goes out to you, whatever this means, because we're not expanding here. The sacral area is all about creation. Creation is all about expansion. Everything around us is always in a constant state of expansion. Nature always grows, right? The planet always moves forward through space and time. The universe is always growing larger. But whatever this energy is that's binding and holding you in terms of like these lower chakras, it could be leading to some deteriorating health for some of you. And it could be just something that you've got to get it cut out. You got to get removed. And then we can begin to be healthy and grow again, okay? And you will know what I'm speaking of. I hope that resonates with a lot of you. Please let me know in the comments, because I tell you, like, I'm not in control of whatever these words, like, partially I am, but, like, the message has got to come through. All right, now we've got more swords. Look at this. Now we've got Knight of Swords up. So some of you are learning maybe to how to communicate better, how to get people on your side, or how to move through these kind of energies where you are realizing that no matter how bad it seems that you're coming up on top. Some of you intuitively will know that this is happening immediately. This is happening very forthright. The adversity or the struggle that may be ending your state of contraction, you're going to say to yourself one morning, enough is enough, I've had it, this is it. And you're going to go and you're going to move through in a very like resourceful and efficient and authoritative way of like going about changing something in your present life, in your immediate present life. The Knight of Swords, this is like very much happening in front of you, and it's quick moving energy. It's like I see a lot of you maybe gathering up all of the things that are important to you intuitively and maybe getting them somewhere safer, or maybe them moving them to a place where it's like somebody will no longer be able to dip their fingers in the cookie jar, so to speak, because you're almost ready to slam that lid on the fingers of whoever's been dipping into this cookie jar, you know, over and over again without maybe being grateful, or without maybe being, you know, even asking first, the things like of that nature, right? Somebody is like almost like at a point where it's like they're never going to ask forgiveness because they are failing to see the ways or the arrogance or how smug perhaps somebody has been in this environment. And again, a lot of these Taurus energy, you're dealing with these air signs. This is your Geminis, your Libras, Libras and your Aquarians, there could be a little bit of disharmony going through. But if you are in a position where you're able to communicate effectively and efficiently at this time, it's like, don't let anything stew or simmer, is what the Knight of Swords is saying. Just deal with it quick, effectively, easily. Let's get in, let's get out, let's get what needs to be said, and let's not anything stew or simmer, right? Because left unsaid, this is going to grow to like again, that feeling of bitterness. But the Knight of Swords is saying we don't necessarily have to let the Queen have her way in this sort of situation. It doesn't have to be so sharp. We can get to a point where we're able to defend things a little bit better. But you may be finding that we're letting these cooler heads prevail. We want to avoid this fools rushing in type situation, where it's like you jump in with both feet without realizing, the effect that it has on other people. Or somebody might continuously be doing this. This could be like an older child in your life, Taurus, that continually is getting into trouble, or you intuitively know like they need some sort of constructive way to go, or perhaps even just somewhere that they need to be to make better use of their time, so they're not always getting into trouble, or they're not always asking to borrow like another couple $100 here, or another couple $100 there, because now they've got some new harebrained idea or scheme like that they're going to get rich quick and those sort of things, right? And some of you, it's just kind of been pulling for a long time, right? And you're kind of like almost caught up in it in a way. It's like you're wishing there was a better way. There is wishing that there's something better way of handling it, right? Or even further escapism where you're like, I wish I wasn't even here to begin with. I wish things were different or could be different to a degree where it's like, all right, well, why don't you get up and do something and change those, right? The Knight of Swords is very much a call to that for some Tauruses, I believe, too. You got to get off your duff sometimes. You have to really go out and start like clearing the brush, so to speak. Like I picture like somebody with a machete just going through the jungle to like find their way out from being lost or being stuck, right? And clearing their path before them so there is no more confusion. So you're not just consistently turning round and round in circles because, one day you have to deal with little Jimmy and his problems at college, and, his older brother Susie, she's in jail again, and you're like, oh my God, well, what are we going to do? And then you turn around and then you've got some lover or some sort of sibling that's after you for some kind of situation or something else, and it's like, I feel like it's almost like it's being picked on. It's like being pulling you in every sort of direction. I don't mean to be a negative reader, but we've got Law of Swords up here. And this is the mental bullshit. Swords are like, this is like when we were talking about sort of ascending and sort of being in those lighter frequencies. It's these mental things, honestly, Taurus, that we just have to drop them. We have to be able to get them out. And we have to be able to like find the stillness or a place away from these things. If we're in a position where we're getting so caught up in life and so reactive by other people's and even our own behaviors, then all we are entering into is this vicious cycle of like more, deeper, and then all of a sudden it's like people like temperatures flare and like people just say F it, and then arguments ensue and that sort of thing. And I don't want too much arguments for you guys, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it when I see them coming or I see them occurring, all right? Now, up in heart, we have Two of Wands. So intuitively, you guys know, there's certain ways, there's certain things we can do here to make these situations better. There are certain places that we can put ourselves. Maybe you guys have like that man cave, or maybe some of you ladies out here there have that, special like boutique or what is it, a boudoir, or that place where you go to like just sit, breathe, be with yourself, be honest with yourself, be true unto you and what it is that you stand for, right? And maybe it's like time you have to like stop answering those calls. If that same name and that same number keeps showing up again and again, and you're like, I just can't deal with it one more day, like, just don't answer. See what happens. If maybe you just like say, all right, I'm not going to answer that for a few days and see what comes of it, right? And then maybe you can like think about it and that force that other person into a position where it's like, whoa, they always answer when I call for help. Now they haven't. Oh my goodness, what could be? And then maybe they realize, oh my goodness, I've been ungrateful or I've been unfair to this person, right? There are certain Two of Wands in your heart is saying there's certain things that you can do to bring about healing to your situation, Taurus. There are certain things like passionately and how you can do things through good-natured intentions that will bring you to a point where it's like, okay, maybe we're not feeling overly grounded right now. Maybe we are feeling a little bit flighty energies. Certain things are beyond our control, yet we're feeling very stuck, very contracted at this time. Well, sometimes in order to do that, we have to like even be a little bit smaller. We have to go into a place where it's like we feel almost very insignificant so that we can begin to grow again. If we're in a situation where it's like everything ego is matched by ego and like two wrongs don't make a right sort of thing, the Two of Wands really asks you to go to a point of stillness and a point of singularity where it's like no outside influence is coming in. You have the time, the space, the room, and the energy to develop your quiet skills, your silent witness skills, as it were, so that you can be that watcher, you can be that observer of, even within your own body. Well, what really triggers your temper? What really triggers like deep breathing or constricted breathing within you? Is it thinking about this problematic person in your life that does that to you? Okay, well, can we still our minds from doing that? And that's one thing. And then on the external, it's kind of the same thing. All right, well, maybe there's like certain things that are always in an environment. Maybe it's the white noise of TV or like the interstate running through the backyard. That's just like, if we were only able to like get away from that, take a break from that outside noise, maybe like something would just kind of like fall away in our minds and we could get rid of all of these swords and all of these cyclical things that have us feeling a little bit trapped. Where it's like Two of Wands, it's like now we can have some sort of expression of spirit. Some of you in your heart, maybe you just need to go to some sort of like new age or festival, right? Or psychic fair, or potentially even just like a music festival where all like the kind of hipster, hippy-dippy people kind of go. And don't think I'm judging that, because in my heart I am one too, right? But, where you get out there and it's like people will look at a pine cone or an acorn and they'll see the fractal geometries in that, and they'll be like, there's beauty in the simplicity and those kinds of things, and interact with people who aren't all about the grind 99% of the time, and this is like kind of, there's healing messages in this Two of Wands to get you there. All right, let's ask for more here in this heart chakra. I hope it doesn't hand me a book like it normally does. All right, what else? What is it we need to know? Page, look, more wands. Okay, a message of spirit is coming, Taurus. A message of spirit to know that you're on the right track and that you're doing okay is going to come. Be confident in yourself. Be confident that whatever it is that's got you down or feeling stuck or not at a moment of harmony at this time will eventually pass. And you will find that it will pass quicker if you are in a place of stillness about it. More in a place of not being so active or reactive in it, but more observant and more, you don't even have to ask questions to people about it. You can just sit back at this time and truly observe what's going on. And then people will be like, they'll still try to involve you, I feel. But all you can do is you can just like maybe say a couple simple words that give them an answer, and then you can just continue to observe. Or like I say, turn that phone off. Stop communicating to a point where it's like they're not going to drag you into these, these conversations or these situations where you're having to dig them out of trouble again. Or this situation where it's like they feel like you need to give them more, but they haven't given anything to you so in a certain amount of time. So it's like you're kind of wanting to find that balance with that person, because it's not like I'm saying like if people are treating you unfairly, you gotta leave them in the side of a ditch and drive away sort of thing. We always want to work on our relationships, forgiveness, healing, nurturing this togetherness as best we can, right? But with this Queen of Swords up, it's going to be tricky. It's almost like before someone decides that they're going to be the one that cuts you out of your life, maybe you just take a step back and you say, you know what? I'm going to be the one that cuts myself out here before. You don't have any power over me. You don't have the right to tell me when and where to do my thing. Nobody does for that matter of fact, right? And then the next time they try and do that, they'll immediately find out that they've failed, right? It's kind of like constructively retreating from this terrible energy that we've seen up here, so that you're in a position where you're kind of like out of the swing of the blade, so to speak. They can't hurt you by swinging blindly anymore, because you've kind of taken that higher ground and you've created that distance so that you're not as reactive, and there's no more hurt that can come back to it, right? This is interesting, because this is like very contracted energy, but there's healing that is about to occur. You guys are in tight, I feel, in terms of relationships, cyclical thoughts, but there's healing energy that's coming down, that's coming around you. Let's see what's up in communication. All right. The Hierophant reversed. All right. Some of you may have just lost faith in a person or their ability to meet you halfway. You could be dealing with sociopathic or narcissistic energies at this time, where it's like, there's, what's that old saying, there's no rest for the wicked, and you look at somebody and you realize that. Like, maybe you've tried for so long, and maybe somebody was living in a bit of a fantasy at one time that you could get along or that you were on the same page, but certain Tauruses will be waking up to be like, this energy is just maybe not a match. We are not maybe compatible. Maybe some of you fell in love with somebody, you tried living together, and you're just realizing like compatibility issues in terms of cohabitation have the risk of like ruining friendships. Or you could have lost faith in somebody where it's like they're out, or they're spending all of your money, or they're like wasting your time, and then all of a sudden it's like when you decide to call in a favor, they're not there for you, or you feel like they don't listen to you. You know, they come back. It's like they can come in the room, they can tell you the most dramatic, popped up story about something super dumb and superficial, and you're like, oh wow, really, that's incredible. And then when you go to tell them something heartfelt, maybe they just put their eyes on the coffee table and they're just like pouring another drink or rolling another joint or listening to some stupid commercial on the radio, and you know that they're not actively present listening to you, and it's probably just like driving you nuts. And you're like, do you see anything beyond your own eyes or your own ears at this time, right? And it's probably driving you really crazy, because Taurus, these are like the energies that I feel like you guys really need in order to have that harmony. You guys need that understanding, that deep-seated understanding, and a lot of times it comes with faith, right? So unfortunately, with the cards being up the way they are, I'm sensing certain things that are like kind of, people are ready to close the book on a relationship, or people could be saying like, I've had enough of the way you've been. I've given you chances to change. You haven't done so. So you know what? We need to take a break here. We need to go on the Ross and Rachel, so to speak. You know, you need to go over there to your corner or into your room. I need to go upstairs and do my thing. And it's just like, you know what? If you feel like you've changed, you want to come around again, I'm not going to remain closed off to it. But right now, I have no evidence that I have any ability to keep any faith in you coming through on any of the things that you're going to say that you're going to do, or any things that you're going to do actually happening, okay? That's what this Hierophant card is saying. It's almost like false promises, right? False hope even. There's Hierophant could be saying that there are people out there that, you know, maybe they dance around topics. They beat around the bush. They're never forthright or direct with you. There's like this passive aggressiveness as well that could be driving you crazy, and it could be driving you into this point where like it's making you feel very aggressive, you know, that sort of thing. So this Hierophant is just meaning there's no authentic communication occurring in relationships at this time. I don't know if it's you, Taurus. I don't know if it's the people around you. I feel and have felt throughout most of this reading that this is happening to Taurus. The reason why is because the Wheel of Fortune's up in your overall energy. Source and your subconscious could be trying to relay something to you. And in your mundane, in your day-to-day walk, you have the Star. You have that fantasy, that wishing card where it's like you may be wishing for something to be different, or wishing just that something had changed. The Star card is usually positive. It's like you're reaching out for growth and expansion. But when it appears, it usually appears because it's like we're in a place where we don't want to be. We feel verklempt, or we feel that we could be, you know, we're doing a lot of work, or we're sort of like overrun by emotions at present time. And we see how she's reaching out there, you know, for something better, or for something that is different from where she currently is kind of stuck in the riverbank there, okay? And all this stuff is very far away, and it's very, very flighty. So you're not grounded, and things are happening that are maybe a little bit beyond your control, forcing you into different directions, which is why I think a lot of these sword cards and things we're picking up on, I feel are things that are happening to you. So there is always the message. Sometimes take a look in the mirror. Make sure we're not the reason why our environment is mirroring back to us. I don't think it is. I think this is more so like Source forcing you out of old places and old energies and pushing you into new expansive places where there's more fulfillment, okay? Rather than saying, well, Taurus, you need to take a sharp look at where you are because, you know, these people are doing bad by you because you've done bad by... I don't get that sense. We're not looking at justice up here. We're looking at these higher other energies where it's like pushing you out, you know, so that something better can occur, so that you can be more fulfilled. All right. Third eye, pineal gland, Two of Swords is up. All right, so spiritually, try to envision this future. Try to see things more clearly. Try to see it less of like a choice, a make it or break choice, where it's like it's all or nothing, it's black or white. Try to see things as it's like you've got your eyes on the prize, and if there are people whose destinies and whose paths are running parallel to you at that time, that's perfect. That's fine. You go ahead and be harmonious with those people. But if those people are trying to come in front of you and cut you off from your direct path between you and your destination, this is like time where it's like you want to say something to that person. You want to effectively say, you cannot block me here. You cannot push me back. You cannot make me regress. Because you know what? I've had a vision. Spiritually, I want to be where I'm going. And if anyone, whether it's, a religious teacher or, a professor or somebody you have like guiding you at one point in time that's blocking you from what you feel is true and right or trying to hold you back from it, I would tell this person to beat it. And I would honestly ask for some discernment help from your angels and from your spirit guides at this time. So like say there's person A, let's call it Darlene. I'm not picking on anyone's names, right? So for example, it's like, okay, spirits, angels, is Darlene here to help me, or why is she doing the thing she's doing? Is it to, and then go into a place of quietness, listen to your body, try and envision, what it is, and then you will get these clues. You will get whether or not Darlene is there to assist you or help you guide you into a new energy, or if she's simply acting from a place of envy or jealousy or something where it's just like a negative blocker or a hurdle where it's like it's forcing you to change your direction or look at yourself. So you might just have to bulldoze over her at present time or find a way to dance around it so that she has no dominion or dominance over your path. But I think you'll be able to do that effectively. And if you're uncertain about it, if you're unsure about what to do at this time, the Two of Swords is saying that things are going to occur that are going to make you sure. It's like if you tally up all the good versus all the bad, you would find like maybe the good outnumbers the bad 66-3, or maybe the bad outnumbers the good like 25-2, and you just put it down on paper, and like now we don't have to like cyclically think about it. Well, this is good, but this is really bad. This is really bad, but I'm okay with this, and this is not good. Write that shit down on a piece of paper, and if column cons is 3 times as long as columns pro, get rid of it, right? Why deal with it? Why invest all this extra thought and like? Because it's like when you're there in the moment with this person, it's like kind of abrasive and aggressive. But then when you have time apart, it's still weighing heavy on your mind. So they're hitting you on the double with the double whammy, right? And that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Taurus, and it's, wow, oh my goodness. So in from Source, it says this could be centered around a certain untruth. This could be centered around somebody that is definitely wanting to keep you in an old energy. Somebody that's wanting to like hold you from seeing or understanding something, almost keeping you from a revelation. Almost like, what is that movie, like Da Vinci Code, where like Tom Hanks is running around trying to get the truth about the Illuminati, and all these people are like trying to like keep him from finding out the truth or holding him back from knowing what they really want to know. For some of this could be like people that are awakening spiritually, and the church that they may have invested 10 or 5 years in is having none of it, right? And it's just like, you're made to feel guilty, like for maybe dressing a certain way, or somebody's making you feel like, if you believe that, then you're less of a person, or some new profound truth that you're understanding must be a lie because none of the rest of us have had that profound revelation, right? And then they may make you feel ostracized for it, or they may call it, it's almost like witch hunt type energies, oddly enough. So if this isn't resonating with you, I'm sorry. Like, these are the healing energies we've asked for Taurus. So I feel like a couple of these very earthy signs definitely need these healing messages, but it's not going to be for everybody because these are Tauruses that are dealing with some certain struggles right now. And every sign gets this from time to time, right? The tarot has this staunch, like, apparent message for healing or for somebody to hear the words they need to hear to make it better. And so you're welcome to come along for a ride if you're, check your moon and your ascendant sign as well, because you may find this month that something else resonates with you. But these are the healing messages for Taurus. So let's just check in. Why is Crown Chakra preventing us with Ace of Swords reversal? Why is that there? That's so interesting to see that there. Like, that is like, oh, okay, wow. Look at this. Look at this. somebody is getting in your way with lies here, and somebody is living in terms of like some ultimate hypocrisy. So I would be really careful of where you put your trust. And over the next couple weeks, when people are coming in and you're looking to get into a expansive and new energy, it's like you're gonna have to want to watch who you trust. I almost feel right now, Taurus, it's better for you guys to go alone than to rely on anything or anybody at this time. You know, if somebody's like offering you like drinks or drugs to escape or run away from your problems, you want to deny that too. But if someone is telling you that you have to let go of certain notions or revelations that you had to remain pure, and you know that it's just a bunch of bogus lies, you may have to like get away from that too, right? Some of you are truly caught between like this heaven and hell situation right now, maybe feeling very much like being pulled from two sides, or you're questioning your entire belief system. It's really heavy duty stuff, Taurus. And like I said, it's like that sharpness. It's almost like I have the feeling of being behind bars right now. And these bars are these thoughts or all these swords that have come through in these readings. And there's all this expansion. It's like you guys are staring out into the universe or looking at your ascension process. But there's this illusion of being in a jail cell, like not being able to get out of there and to break the chains that bind you at present time. And there could be people that are holding these chains, and there could be key people on the outside of this jail cell that are twirling the keys around and around, and they're like, ha 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 ha, you know, I've got you where I want you, kind of thing, right? And you know, but they're getting scared because they're realizing that you're becoming more aware of what it is that's going on, what it is that they're doing, right? So it's a good time to address this situation, or to go in, maybe escape, time to flee, regress, like we saw with this power. This is your powerhouse, believe it or not. This Two of Wands in your heart and this Page of Wands that's here, like go find a place away from these energies and people that are doing for you. If you have to like maybe take some time away from a work situation, or maybe like find a reason why you have to like get out of a domestic situation for a couple days, for a couple weeks, so that you can be away or you can run away, go and do it. And as well, I always say these readings are for entertainment purposes only. So if you're in some kind of trouble, Taurus, or if you've got a situation where it's like you don't want to end up being on the wrong end of a stick or the wrong end of whatever that might be, then it's time for you to go and maybe seek some help, right? Seek some people that can get you into a place of healing or a better position, all right? So here is your oracle message, from Wisdom of the Oracle. This is a tough reading. My chest is like on fire and it's super verklempt right now. I'm not sure if it's heartburn or if it's actually like the intuitive feeling that I have for this reading. I'm more inclined to suggest that the latter is occurring. So you guys have had number 15, message in a bottle. So we've got like some kind of gull that's sitting on a bottle floating in the ocean. Inside the bottle is an old rotary telephone. So that's kind of interesting energy to see that up. I'm going to read the message here for you, because hopefully with this oracle card we can like definitely start feeling better or make a break from whatever this is, all right? Communication, a sign, right? Pointing the way to your highest good. Spirits send you signs when you ask for them. When you believe, you will receive them. And when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens, they may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your question. Today, your message is, Spirit hears you, and the